Good day, and welcome to the Post Cabinet Briefing for Monday, February 6, 2017. On Monday, February 6, 2017, the formal meeting of the Cabinet took place. The meeting was chaired by Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. Cabinet established an interministerial team to address matters of international trade and related matters of public health. The team included representatives from the Ministry of International Trade, the Department of Customs and Excise, the Ministry of Legal Affairs, and the Ministry of Health. Cabinet was updated with imminent plans for the hosting of the National Crime Symposium. This Crime Reduction Symposium will be held on the 9th February 2017 with a wide cross-section of persons. Over 200 plus citizens and residents have been invited to participate in the symposium. The objective at the end of the day will be to see how the various societal actors can make a contribution towards crime reduction. Members from all walks of life have been invited to attend, including members of government and members of the opposition on both islands of St. Kitts and Nevis, the clergy, the business community, youth organizations, and other interested groups. Cabinet discussed the unveiling of its housing program and determined that Friday, 17th February 2017 was a good day to unveil its Team Unity Housing Solutions. On that occasion, Prime Minister Harris is expected to deliver the feature address, while Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, is slated to deliver remarks. Cabinet also proposed that the venue for the housing program be at the Corner House, Wellington Road, East Basseterre at 9:30 a.m. In addition to the government's housing program, Cabinet also considered the participation of private actors into the housing program targeted at the upper income levels. In addition to the construction and unveiling of the Team Unity Housing Solutions, Cabinet was provided with an overview of the HELP program, under which to date over 150 plus persons have benefited with housing repairs. Cabinet noted that this will add quality and value of the housing stock in St. Kitts and Nevis. In that regard, Cabinet committed in principle to give support to making available of additional funds under a HELP program. Cabinet addressed issues of modification of the HELP program to ensure that priority is given to those persons who had the greatest need, in particular the indigent. Cabinet considered a proposal from the Ministry of Agriculture for the development of a new Basseterre public market. Cabinet approved the proposal in principle and established a broad-based committee that will address all issues relevant to the construction of the new Basseterre public market, including how such a facility will fit into its program for the rejuvenation of the capital. Cabinet received reports as part of the good governance agenda. Cabinet received an update from the board of the National Housing Corporation, NHC, regarding its work to date, its vision for the future, and its readiness to deal with the launch of the 300 plus housing solutions. Cabinet was assured that the National Housing Corporation was prepared for the launch. Cabinet received audited accounts for the Frigate Bay Development Corporation and committed to its laying in Parliament at its next sitting on Thursday, 16th February 2017. Also, Cabinet considered and approved applications for new projects under the Citizenship by Investment Program. And in that regard, Cabinet gave its blessings for several projects to be approved both in the island of Nevis and on the island of St. Kitts. Cabinet approved a number of requests for duty-free concessions by a number of enterprises, and in particular, granted concessions to a number of small and medium-sized enterprises. Cabinet supported the appointment of marriage officers. A recommendation was made for the appointment of Reverend Mark Christmas, who had met the necessary qualifications for such an appointment as a marriage officer. Cabinet considered, as part of its good governance agenda, the education of the public on the rules relating to the functioning of the Parliament. Cabinet examined the program for the week of activities to mark the second anniversary of the Government of National Unity and made certain refinements. The week of activities to mark the second anniversary of the Government of National Unity will commence on Sunday, February 12th, with a church service at 8:30 a.m. at the Church of the Immaculate Conception at East Independence Square, the Roman Catholic Church. That will be followed on the same Sunday by a gospel extravaganza, or I Believe, Team Unity concert at Greenslands Park at 6:30 p.m. Then on Monday, February 13th, there is a cabinet meeting retreat which will take place at the Four Seasons Resort in Nevis. Also taking place in Nevis on Monday, February the 13th, is a public forum at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall in Charlestown at 7:30 p.m. Then on Tuesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, government ministers and officials will visit schools and institutions in St. Kitts and Nevis in the morning. Then, on Voices Win FM, there will be the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, Prime Minister, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Deputy Prime Minister in Nevis, and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation in the Federal Cabinet, and Honorable Ian Patches-Liberd, Minister of Public Infrastructure, Transport and Posts. They will appear on the Voices program on Win FM at 11 a.m. on February 14th. Then there's one-on-one consultations in each constituency led by a government official in the afternoon. Later, on the 14th, Premier Emery has his reception in Charlestown from 7 to 9 p.m. The venue will be announced. Then on February 15th, which is the Wednesday, there will be the launch of 5 additional apps as part of the government's citizen services that will take place at the Ocean Terrace Inn at 10 a.m. Then at 1:30 p.m., there will be the Working for You program, and the guests will be Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Sean Richards, and Senior Minister and Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Emery. Then at 7:30 p.m. on the 15th, there is a public forum in Challengers, constituency number 4. Then on the 16th, Thursday, Parliament will meet at government headquarters at 10 a.m. And then in the afternoon, there will be the launch of the Skills Training Empowerment Program STEP at the Circus Bastia at 4:30 p.m. On Friday, February 17th, is called Unity Day, celebrating the Government of National Unity Day. And everyone is encouraged to wear white. Later in the morning, you have the House ground breaking ceremony for the Team Unity Housing Solutions, and that takes place at Corner House, Wellington Road, Bastia, at 9:30 a.m. Also, there is a Senior Citizens South-North Tour from Southeast Peninsula to Kitishan Hill, where our senior citizens will be taken on a tour. At midday on the 17th, there will be the distribution of the 50 Plus magazine, which will give an account of the government's accomplishments thus far. And then at 6 p.m., you will have the Youth Explosion 2017 at the Newtown Playing Field, and the international artist there is Dexter Daps. On Saturday, February 18th, and this is outside of the Government of National Unity, this is more of a political breakfast, the Team Unity will have a breakfast which is at the west of the old Treasury building at 6 a.m. And then on Saturday, February the 18th, the Prime Minister will have his reception at Government House from 7 to 9 p.m. And all are invited, both to the Prime Minister's reception at Government House and the Premier's reception in Nevis. All are invited. And then Wednesday, March 8th, which is outside of the week of activities, there will be a public lecture, and the topic will be on good governance. And the event at 8 p.m., that venue is to be announced. And also I must tell you that at the gospel concert on Sunday the 12th, we are going to have the international artist Jonathan Nelson. That was the end of the post-cabinet briefing. I am Lesroy Williams, Director General of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service. Thank you for viewing.